go to the dentist, specifically with the dentist, there's always some like doctor the appointment. You go to the dentist's office and if you have to call and say you're running 15 minutes late, the likelihood is they're gonna reschedule you for a whole nother appointment, or you're gonna wait like the entire day. But normally the person you're going to see in the appointment, they're normally running late. If your appointment's at 3:15, you often aren't seen till like 4:30. But yet and still, that's not considered late. A lot of that was what went into this piece. I tend to be really angry about this this way in which we are, we allow time to sort of confine us, and the way we manipulate it. I'm a part of this. We manipulate it, and we're manipulating where it's I feel like it's such a dishonest existence because we're manipulating this thing to our advantage, and then chastising one another when we are not all on the same page with it. We can never be on the same page with it because the time in which we're trying to keep is not real. It just doesn't exist. And so when I thought about making It's On, the first thing that came to me was this idea of having a composition of music that was all these different clock sounds, these array of sounds that denoted passage of time. The stopwatch, the cathedral bells, the secondhand clock, the sound of the beeping sound of like an elevator, or a digital clock, or the EKG machine. There's something about that sense of my connecting into, despite not liking or adhering to the confines or the rules of time, there's something about the sounds that different objects or things made that denoted the passing of time.
I watched Abdul grow as an artist, and as I said, I remember him in The Lion King, and as he took on the role of a dancer, less a theater dancer, more a dancer. And I watched him started to evolve as a choreographer. Gail, who he studied with, and I went to see him several times in rehearsal. And as a dancer, once again, ex-dancer myself, I was always amazed at his artistic voice, his choreographic voice. As someone who danced but never saw myself as a choreographer, I had great respect for choreographers. It's hard to do. It's hard to be a choreographer. It's hard to make good dances. But he knew himself as a mover, and he was trying to figure out how to bring that into the world for others doing his choreography. So as he evolved and as I started to see that work grow, when he came to me and said that he was interested in looking at it not only as a dancer himself and as a developing choreographer, but he really would like a fellowship, and he had an idea. And once again, with Abdul, you almost have to hug him and at the same time say, let me catch my breath. Because there's a little bit of, I need to figure out what this is before I get so excited about doing it, even though underneath I knew it was an incredibly good idea.
And then I thought about all these things that I feel. All these things that I feel when I hear those sounds. All the many emotions that could be felt. Fear, nervousness, excitement, joyful excitement. Sexiness. Nervous anticipation, all these different, the array of feelings that one could feel as they hear the stopwatch or the secondhand clock, or they hear the beeping of the digital machine, or the elevator, or the EKG machine, or the cathedral feels like, what inside, what emotions that conjures up.
He comes from different worlds and he's got different experiences. So he's got the Broadway experience, he's got the professional dance experience, he's got the singing experience. He's also a songwriter. And when you have all of this multidisciplinary person, multidisciplinary arts wrapped up in one person, sometimes it's very difficult for that individual to find the right place to go. I think that was one of the key issues with Abdul. He could very well go a Broadway route, he could go a professional dance route, he could go songwriter, singer, but kind of wrapping it all up is what attracts us to him. And there are lots of individuals like that with so much talent, but not a ready venue, a place for them to go and develop that talent further. So I think that was really the key.
But I think that's what time is about. It's not so much about the movement of the hand or the number on the device, but on the experience and the feelings had and exchanged in that space. So that's what I wanted to do. I really wanted to somehow make this work to be about what, just illustrate how, to me, the real passage of time was in the space between the sounds. How it had to do with my manipulation of those time measures, or that space and time. But that's what this piece is about. That's what those sounds are. You know, when you hear that cathedral bell, and that beeping sound happens, when you think of that stopwatch, you're feeling a sense of urgency. You're hoping and praying that your time, which you know it is, that the thing in which you've been called on to do has not passed, that this is your time, that you're in the moment of your time. And perhaps one of the reasons why these sounds come to you and they touch you so deeply is because it's not so much the change of the hand or of the number on the device, but it's the passage of time in you that you're feeling. And these sounds just echo back that thing that you're feeling inside. And that's really what time is about. I knew that this piece was about this being my time. And that it had come time for me to not only create my work, but live my truth, in the creation of this work, my work. So I named the piece It's On. It's on as in the light being on. It's on as in you better get ready. It's on. It's on as in, two kids, battling out in the schoolyard, bell rings. It's on. That sense of it's my time. It's on. It's time now.